Hello everyone, welcome back to Potionside. This is a speed build of an underwater area, coral reef situation. There are a ton of ways to do this. This is just how I did it. It's kind of chaotic. The end result is kind of cool though, I think. Here we go. Also, the sped up music and just the sounds of the little pitter patter feet on the sand. Is it like ASMR? Is this Animal Crossing ASMR? I think it might be. Anyway, so I started by cleaning up all the weeds, obviously. I have like a pocket full of goodies and no basic plan to begin with. A bunch of shell stuff. I know I'm probably going to need more things, and probably not going to use all these things, but this is very much a DIY process. I didn't really plan much ahead. I had a similar spot on my old island in the front part of the beach, so this is new to me, doing it on the side / back corner. I brought a few shell arches. I knew I wanted to like layer those. These kind of builds for me are always about like the overall picture, you know, when you pan back and look at the whole composition. I can't really help but still like have an artist mindset when I do this kind of stuff. And so yeah, I knew probably one of the only things that doesn't change this whole time is the shell bed in the back. And I think the arch in the back, but everything else kind of gets moved around. So I made this sand path. It's very basic. I made it with like the path tutorial things. It, you know, it could be better. It could be worse. It's fine. I knew I needed to cover up the grass basically. So from here, like I said, it's about like distributing the colors evenly for me. So like that was too much. The yellow arch would have been too much yellow on the sand path, so I switched the pink to up there. And then it's about like filling in the smaller spaces with just the right combination of items, basically. I tried to use shorter items to cover like the base of things and whatnot. Yeah, like with this mermaid chair, I like the top of it. I don't like the legs to show, so I need to find a way to cover the bottom with the legs. And then with the frozen items, those are really good to use for this because you can change the colors to all sorts of underwater type colors, but I definitely had to go and get more of those eventually. Up here was a bit of a struggle just because the rocks are not a perfect rectangle. And speaking of rocks, I put pond stones and garden rocks all over the place, and I just had to figure out where each one of those made sense also. Things got moved around a lot. That's why I said this was kind of chaotic, but I think the combination of shell items, you really can't go wrong, whether you like more of a clutter look or, you know, more of a spread out look. They all just, I don't know, they all kind of just go together really well. If you're wondering about the cliff above, don't worry, I get there. So yeah, like using the shell partition to cover the bottom of the bamboo partition. This little sandcastle, I was determined to use it, but I struggled with where to put it. Also, struggling on where to put things. Can we talk about the shell fountain? And it's like 1.5 spaces, because it's so cute, but it's so frustrating to use and try to fit in different spots. So up here, since it's a little bit higher up than everything else, it was a little hard to get everything up on that top rock the exact way I wanted it. I changed it a lot. The mermaid fence, I wasn't ever totally sold on. Eventually I got rid of that too. Don't worry. I like to use fish models for this, but I wish that we could either customize the base or I don't know. But basically you have to work around the little disc at the bottom of the fish model. So that of course involved trying to hide things to the humidifier. I know it doesn't make sense to have a humidifier, but it looks like a water droplet. So we'll go with that. I really love the shell partitions, but figuring out the exact correct place to put them was a bit of a struggle. So I wanted it to look like the barred knife jaw was like in the coral reef. That's what the hyacinth lamp was supposed to be. Like a smaller piece of coral. And I really wish, and I know I'm not the first person to say this, I wish we could terraform the line of grass to sand. That would have made my life a lot easier, but also that's what I get for choosing this spot and not doing better planning beforehand. I like a challenge, it's fine. So the tall guard lantern, whatever that is, that just looks like sunken treasury to me, so I felt like I had to use that. Now that the space has started to fill out a little bit better, again, it's about like balancing the colors for me. So like the pink arch is on the left, so I'll use the pink shell speaker on the right. Making sure the purples are spread out, that whole thing. And you just have to like play with the heights and like the highs and lows. And also I remembered that the frozen tree was a thing and I didn't have the DIY yet. So I time traveled a second, built like 20 snowboys until I got the correct one. Got the correct DIY. It took forever, but it was worth it. I had totally forgotten I needed that. So I had to rearrange a few things and pull some stuff out and edit my whole plan. Well, I never really had a plan to begin with, but edit my whole plan I had developed while I was squishing stuff around. Because the frozen trees, again, see, when you make them orange and pink, they look like giant pieces of coral. Also, why can we not put things on top of this? We can put it on the barrel, but not this barrel. So yeah, I stuck the green barrel back there that we cannot put anything on. Had to recustomize, or not recustomize, had to customize that one, forgot to do that. And I got really stubborn and refused to like go up 2 levels to terraform that edge away. And so that meant that these 2 trees had to be very close to each other. Which, it looks good from far away, but it made a really tiny little spot to walk through. So again, rearranging, you know, different clusters of color and different items. Of course, I had Nova lights with me because those just go everywhere. And I was determined to use that sandcastle. So at this point, I am just rearranging minor things here and there. I wasn't sure if I wanted to put anything on the outside of the entrance or if that entrance was good enough for me. I still couldn't quite decide how I wanted the back rock. Because yeah, I wasn't sure if I needed to get through there or not. I have no reason to go back here. That's not how I get to my secret beach. But the spacing still seemed weird. Just adding a bunch of light elements, like shell lamps and other lamps, so when in the morning light it'll look even cooler, or the early morning light, like the 5 a.m. time. Getting these two items, once I figured out how I wanted them, it was hard to get them exactly how I wanted them because I kept being in the way, but I got it worked out. And I really wanted the mush lamp to fit there, and eventually it moved it a little bit, so it did. And I thought I would get a jellyfish designed for one of these umbrellas, but you can't really see it, so that I gave up on that quickly. The way the sun hits it, you could not tell it was a jellyfish. So like I said, I went up to the cliff. I don't have all of the footage of this somehow, but stuck a fish model and some rocks and what else? Yeah, shell lamps. And filled that in. It's not like a main focus, but as you're walking through, you can definitely notice that there's something there. Yeah, so I wasn't sure what I wanted out here, or if I wanted the arch to be the very beginning. And the asteroid I thought looked like a floating rock. I don't know, it's kind of cool. Helps with the underwater feel. So this is pretty good to me. I'm satisfied with this. I wanted to time travel it back to, like I was saying, the 5 a.m. time. And go through it that way. So I put on my little wetsuit. Underwater vibes. And I love how it turned out. I'm a fan of clutter. Clutter is definitely my style. I feel like my core, I'm either clutter core or like color core, just because color chaos is definitely a decorating style for me. But I love this. You can walk around, make the little loop. It's only slightly crowded. Oh, I did add a leaf pile. I forgot to say that or show that. I added a leaf pile and then like filled in a few hyacinths. They look coral-ish. We'll go with it. And this is the finished product. So, thank you for watching. I would like to do more builds. I'm in the process of redoing a bunch of stuff on my island though. So I will catch y'all next time. Bye.